I feel like there are a lot of people who have never tried pickle soup, or in Polish, which it's a very popular soup, Zupa Ogórkowa. Say that 3 times fast. No, don't, it's really hard. I can't even do it. So are you one of those people that's never tried pickle soup? Because it's very easy to make. It's not crazy overwhelming in flavor. There's just something so lovely and a little bit pickly about it. So if you are a pickle lover and you love soup season like I do, I would love for you to try this recipe. There are several variations out there. I've even made a few different ones, but this is one that I think would please the masses. So let's go ahead and start cooking with a dollop of butter in my soup pot to start. Melt that and add onions and carrots that are nicely diced and start sweating them out. While that is happening, I am chopping up 4 or 5 potatoes and seasoning my onions and carrots with a bit of salt and pepper. Once we are ready, you see those translucent onions, that's when we go ahead and add the potatoes, as well as 5 to 6 pickles that are also diced. Now, pickles come in many forms: sweet pickles, butter pickles, spicy pickles, fermented pickles, pickled pickles. So I've talked about this before on a few different occasions when it comes to pickles. I like the fermented ones. You'll see a little white cloud in the bottom of the jar there. They're usually in the refrigerator section of the grocery store because they do need to be kept cold, unlike the pickled pickles, the ones with vinegar in them. Those ones are on the shelf. I have made pickle soup using fermented pickles and the vinegar pickled pickles. Both work great, but if you've never had a fermented pickle, please go out there, buy a jar, and enjoy. They are oh so wonderful. These fermented pickles are really just lovely. It's really important to snack while you're cooking and making soup. So why not a pickle? Bring all those flavors together in your soup pot if you are following along with me. And then we add our liquid. We need stock, beef, chicken, vegetable, whichever one you want to use works fine. I'm going with beef today. And here's another fancy ingredient. And by fancy, I mean not fancy. We need pickle juice in the actual soup as well. So I don't measure this. I just give it a little swirly swirl because you can always add a little more pickle juice if it's not pickly enough for you. All right, all those flavors are coming together in your soup pot. The cover is on, and if you're following along, this is the next step, and you have to do this on the side. So I use 2 big tablespoons, not measuring tablespoons like soup spoons, of sour cream, and then 1 big heaping spoonful of flour, and I mix that together on the side to make almost a little bit of a paste. Then I add a little bit of stock or water to just keep making it more of a runny paste before I add it into my soup mixture. And as I'm adding it, I'm using a whisk just to make sure I'm not getting any clumps and everything goes in smooth so that it thickens and gives my soup a little bit of that creaminess. You want to let this cook out for about 20 to 30 minutes. Soup is always better the longer you let all those flavors come together. I always say the next day is the best. I don't know if anyone else agrees with me, but soups and stews are always better the next day. All right, one final ingredient. And again, don't measure, just add a whole ton of fresh chopped dill in to finalize your soup. That's it. It is so delicious, creamy, a little bit of that pickle flavor and some of those yummy vegetables. I absolutely love this version of the soup, but don't go anywhere. You know what I did? Just to try, because, well, actually, this came about because I took this soup to my parents' house and I had my parents try it to see if it reminded them of home and the type of pickle soups that they used to have. And my dad was like, too many vegetables. Okay, so I took a blender, just an immersion blender, and blended exactly what I just made into more of a blended soup. Oh my God, English is hard. Yes, so I blended it. So it was more of a not chunky soup, but a creamy soup. You're still gonna get chunks because of all the types of vegetables and the pickles. You can't really blend pickles to the point of creaminess. Not with an immersion blender anyway, but it was splendid. I really actually think I prefer the blended version of it. Flavor-wise, on point. Texture, on point. I like both versions, but there was something that made me really happy about that second one. So if you love soup, if you love pickles, please give this recipe a try. Let me know what you think. I love talking food, and I hope to see you on the Silly Kitchen again soon. Till next time.